In a busy town filled with merchants and traders, there lived a wealthy shopkeeper named Mr. Rafiq. His shop was the largest in the marketplace, filled with the finest fabrics, rare spices, and dazzling jewels. Customers flocked to him daily, eager to trade their coins for his valuable goods. But despite his wealth, Mr. Rafiq's heart was cold. He believed money was power and kindness was a weakness. He never gave to the poor, never helped those in need, and never spared a single coin unless it benefited him. Every night, as he locked his shop, he sat at his counter, counting his gold with a satisfied smirk. "Wealth is everything," he often murmured. "Money brings respect. Without it, you are nothing." One evening, as the sky turned orange and the market emptied, an old man named Karim entered Mr. Rafiq's shop. His clothes were ragged, his face pale with hunger. "Sir," Karim whispered, "I haven't eaten in 2 days. Could you spare a little food?" Mr. Rafiq scoffed, his lips curling into a smirk. "Nothing in this world is free, old man. If you want food, you must work for it." Karim sighed deeply and walked away. Outside, a little girl had witnessed everything. She shook her head in disappointment. She had seen Mr. Rafiq's greed many times before. That night, as Mr. Rafiq was about to close his shop, a mysterious traveler entered. He wore a long cloak, his face hidden beneath a hood. In his hand, he carried a golden apple, glowing faintly under the lantern light. The traveler placed the apple on the counter. "This apple is magical," he said in a deep voice. "If you keep it in your safe overnight, it will double all your wealth by morning." Mr. Rafiq's eyes widened with greed. "Double my money?" He could hardly believe his luck. "Double my money? This is a miracle," he exclaimed. Before leaving, the traveler issued a warning. "Remember, this apple only works for those with a pure heart." Mr. Rafiq barely heard him. He eagerly locked the apple in his safe, smiling at the thought of his growing fortune. At sunrise, he rushed to his safe. His hands trembled with excitement as he unlocked it. But the moment he opened the door, his heart dropped. All his money, all his gold, had turned to dust. His legs weakened. His mind refused to believe what he was seeing. No, this can't be happening," he gasped. And then the traveler returned. This time, his hood was gone, revealing a glowing face. He was no ordinary man, but an angel in disguise. The angel's voice was calm but firm. "Your greed has blinded you, Rafiq. The apple rewards only those who give to others. But you never gave. Now, your wealth is worthless." Tears filled Mr. Rafiq's eyes. He had spent his life chasing riches, yet in one night, he had lost everything. Now penniless, he wandered the streets for the first time. He felt hunger, the sting of cold rejection. Then, he saw Karim, the old man he had turned away. Swallowing his pride, he approached him. "Forgive me, Karim. I was blind to your pain. I now understand. True wealth is not in gold, but in kindness." Karim smiled gently and shared his food with Mr. Rafiq. From that day, Mr. Rafiq changed. He worked hard, gave to the poor, and rebuilt his business not through greed, but through generosity. Years later, the same little girl who had seen his greed now watched as he gave free food to the needy outside his shop. She smiled and whispered to herself, "People can change if they choose to. Money comes and goes, but kindness lasts forever. True wealth is not in what we keep, but in what we give."